Well, hello, pile one. This is going to be your reading. If you picked the Smoky Quartz Emma Stone or Emma Sear Stone egg, oh my gosh, look how pretty that is. I love it. All right, so today we're going to be looking at what karmic blockage, soul level karmic blockage, is having the most damaging influence on your money life, on your financial life, okay? And if you're not really too sure, if you're brand new to my channel and you're not quite sure what I mean by a soul level wound or a karmic blockage, just go back to the introduction. I'll briefly discuss what a karmic blockage is, okay? And I'll timestamp that in the description box below. All right, so first we're going to find out what the karmic blockage is, and for you guys, a negative spirit guide came up. All right, so a negative spirit guide, they're not evil. That's not what it means. A negative spirit guide is simply a spirit guide that was hired by your higher self during a time when it was needed, and it runs a certain program, but that program has since been outdated, and it's currently having a damaging effect, especially on your financial life, your money life, okay? So the program that it's running is going to be one of suffering, and that spirit guide was hired around the time you were between the ages of 8 to 10. Give or take a couple of years, because this is a general reading. So something was going on in your life around that space of time where this negative spirit guide was hired to kind of help out whatever was going on with you at that time, okay? And it helped you during that time. The problem is, though, as you've gotten older, that program or that spirit guide, its job is actually hurting you now, okay? And it's causing you to suffer in the area of your finances, your money life. So we're going to, do more of a deep dive into it. First, we're going to figure out what area of life it's having, obviously, besides the financial part. We're going to get more of an idea of where this energy is having the most damage on your energetic body, okay? So we have the chakra reading cards, and this is going to be the soul star chakra, okay? And this is really interesting because it's a negative spirit guide, and it seems to be blocking your connection to, guardian angels, ascended masters, being able, they're having these spirit guides, as angels and ascended masters, are actually wanting to come in and help you more, and they even might be present for you, but this negative spirit guide is actually blocking them, not like on purpose. It's just a program that they're running. So it's having a direct effect on your ability to receive guidance from these new spirit guides, and it's having an ability on you, an effect on your ability to hear their messages so that you can be guided by them in your financial pursuits, okay? All right, next we've got some tarot cards that we're going to be looking at, and it's just going to do a deep dive into exactly how this is having effect on you, okay, in your finances. So first we've got the Three of Cups upright. And actually, I only wanted to pull 5, but 6 came out. So your team, your spirit guide team, is actually really happy that we're getting this taken care of. We got the Devil reversed. And the Ten of Pentacles reversed. The Queen of Wands upright. The King of Pentacles reversed. There's a lot of blocked energy here. And then the Three of Wands reversed, okay? All right, so let's go over these one by one. All right, so the Three of Cups. This is definitely a celebration card. You know, eat, drink, and be merry. And at the core of who you are, this is you. This is your disposition in life. But this spirit guide, this negative spirit guide, is definitely raining on your parade. So if you don't identify as someone who is cheery, who is celebratory, joyous, you know, the life of the party, it's because of this person right here, or this spirit guide right here, okay? And we are going to, you know, dismiss this spirit guide and then employ, you know, one or several that, you know, whatever your higher self wants to take its place, okay? We will be doing that today. All right, so we got the devil reversed, and the devil reversed is all about letting go of outdated limiting beliefs. So I'm getting the feeling that your soul, your higher self, has actually been helping you to resolve this issue right here. It's already been in the middle of it, but this is kind of like the missing piece that you've been asking for. So I'm getting a feeling that you've been working on this issue for quite some time. You've just been feeling like, gosh, you know, what's the block I'm not seeing? What am I not getting? And this is it, okay? This is it. The Ten of Pentacles reversed, there's definitely some generational issues going on here. So this isn't something that started with you. You were basically born into a line of, you know, family where this particular, not this block, but financial issues have been passed down, you know, from generation to generation. So, you know, this actually goes deeper than just the negative spirit guide, but this is definitely going to help you to continue on healing in this way. Or actually, it could just be that this is the very end of it and you've been dealing with this. You know, this has been part of your soul healing up to this point, and this is the missing piece, okay? So this is definitely generational. It's not something that started with you. You know, and also, side note, if you've been doing this healing for yourself, you've been clearing out these blockages, if they are related to ancestors and family members, you've actually been doing the healing work for them as well, okay? So if you have any children, you've been, you know, whatever blocks in yourself you've been healing that have been inherited, that they've inherited from you, those blocks have been healed in them as well. So, you know, your healing hasn't just been for you, it's been for your family members as well. And that goes back from generations too. So if, you know, you inherited some of these issues from your mom's side of the family, whatever you've inherited from them, your healing is affecting your family line up and down, okay? So, you know, if you've got children, if you've got grandchildren, those blocks have been healed in them as well, okay? So you can do a little dance because that's amazing. All right, Queen of Wands, upright. This signifies someone who is strong, self-confident, charismatic, very self-assured of their worth, and this is who you aspire to be. This is who you're working on becoming. The only thing that you have to really watch out for, or let's just say the only thing you really need to do is it's all about learning to be comfortable with who you are. You know, overcoming fears of rejection, criticism, you know, judgment by others, things of that sort, okay? So I'm getting a really good feeling with you're a powerhouse is what I'm getting. You're definitely a powerhouse, and a powerhouse is very fun to be around. And if you're not resonating with that right now, think about, you know, when you were younger and who you were back then. That's the core of who you are, okay? These two together, that's the core of who you are, and that's where you're getting back to being, okay? Now, the King of Pentacles reversed just signifies the need to get organized in your thinking, really, and I'm not quite sure what astrological sign this has to do with, but pentacles are earth energy, and so I'm thinking about Virgos and Capricorns right now. who are very good with to-do lists, you know, getting organized and structured. The King of Pentacles reverse also signifies feeling very overwhelmed by your goal list, by your to-do list, overwhelmed by your tasks. And so probably what's needed is, you know, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you know, taking a large goal and separating it into small little mini goals, you know, little steps and milestones and stuff. That way, you're not expending a lot of energy. And also I'm getting that it's a very, you know, if you have your to-do list up in your head, definitely start the habit of writing it down. That way you don't always have to remember what the next step is, because if you're just keeping it up in your head, you're actually expending a lot of energy trying to remember what needs to be done. If you get it down on paper, you don't have to remember it. It's just there, right? All right, and so last for the tarot, we have the Three of Wands reversed. And this is kind of a call for you to let go of lusting after success, okay? Now, or new doesn't always equal better. This is telling you that, you know, the importance of finding happiness in your backyard, finding happiness in you know, the life that you're living right now. And that's going to really help to attract more things in your life to love, to be happy about, okay? But it all starts with what you're feeling right now. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling unsatisfied, all that's going to do is continue to attract into your life more things to feel overwhelmed by and more things to feel unsatisfied about, okay? So it's really a call to start training your mind and your emotions to find happiness with, you know, life as you're living it right now, okay? All right. Now we have, we're going to look at what needs to be done in order to anchor this healing. So first of all, in order to dismiss this negative spirit guide, all you really have to do is just, you know, thank the spirit guide for whatever job it had in your life. You know, that job is no longer needed, and you release that spirit guide in love and gratitude. And it's time to, you know, let that spirit guide go on its next assignment. And, you know, now you can call in a new spirit guide, probably the ascended angels and masters, right? To run whatever assignment that is going to help you on your next, you know, your next up-level journey, right? And you can word that however you want. You can do whatever kind of ritual you want in order to accomplish that. It's all about being guided by your higher self. You can even ask the ascended masters and the angels to help you with that endeavor as well, okay? All right, so after you've done that, next what we're going to do is we're going to look at how you can walk this out and anchor this healing in, you know, in the 3D, in the physical realm. So first we have joy. Your inner child is here to play. Oh yeah. Change, a new season of life. Then the last one we have is manifestation. What you desire is on its way. Beautiful. Okay, so the joy is really just backing up what I was saying about this Three of Wands reversed. Okay, it's all about, and this is clarifying exactly how to do that. Get in touch with your inner child, and you can do that through creative play, right? So painting, coloring, dancing, singing, pottery, exercising, you know, moving your body, anything really that connects you with the senses of your body. Okay, it's all about play though. You just really do things, and maybe it's also having right here, it's getting in touch with this one, you know, this here too, music, dancing, you know, it's the same energy here. So it's getting you back in touch with who you were when you were little, basically. and if you're still that way now, it's, you know, do more things that make you feel joyous and celebratory. All right. And so as far as the change in a new season of life, I know this has been a long time coming, but it is coming now, especially since this was like the very last block that you've been trying to figure out like what's going on, and this is it. Now that this is cleared away, it's like, get ready, because some stuff is going to start happening very, very, very quickly. Right? Yep. Ah, beautiful. All right, next we're going to look at the energy that is wanting to come through to support you during this time of healing. And here we have heart protection, pink fluorite. And I'm actually going to read from the book so that you can get more of a clear. And so the name of this one is the Crystal Oracle Grid, or Crystal Grid Oracle, sorry. And it says, pink fluorite is a stone for your heart chakra. You may be in need of some heart protection. If you've recently gone through a breakup or lost someone you love, your heart may be vulnerable to even the slightest bit of stress. Your heart just needs some space and protection to heal. When your heart is out of balance, it can affect all your other chakras, which can accentuate issues or just bring more sorrow. Let fluorite help protect you from any more undue stress and allow it to bring organization back to your life by helping you dissolve any negative energy that may have attached itself to you. This card may also indicate your heart is guarded and a wall may need to come down to let love in. Pink fluorite will also assist you to stabilize your aura and aid in psychic work, as it also operates with the third eye chakra. This is a perfect combination while working with heart issues. Allow your inner wisdom to help you through the situation. Maybe you're being guided to truly find what your heart desires. What makes your heart sing? Follow your intuition and come from a place of love, because when you do, you will no longer need protection of any sort. Your heart will shine so strong, nothing will influence it. This is also a time to bring in balance and structure to your world. Fluorite has a beautiful solid shape. Call on this crystal to help you bring structure and balance back to your life. What a beautiful energy that is coming through to support you in this healing. Oh my goodness. And as far as like heart protection goes too, as this energetic change is solidifying, really be careful. Make sure you're very intentional about calling in loving, positive spirit guides, okay? Because with the dismissal of this spirit guide, if you just dismiss this spirit guide and then you don't consciously call in a new one, you're leaving that space open for, you know, not so genuine, not so positive, not so, you know, good spirit guide. So make sure that you're really, I'm hearing maybe for the next 24, yeah, I was going to say 21, but 24 wanted to come out. For the next 24 days, be very mindful of your energy, be very mindful of your thoughts, and be very intentional on the energy that you are calling in and creating, all right? So that's really going to help anchor in this healing and anchor in this protection for you, all right? So lastly, we have just some kind of parting messages from your higher self regarding this reading. And actually, it was supposed to be just 2 cards, but again, your higher self has a lot it wants to tell you, okay? So I love it. And this says, great big ear-to-ear open mouth smiles are responsible for far more sizzling romances, salary increases, life extensions, and calorie burning than your dentists, doctors, and financial planners will ever comprehend. Show us your tonsils, the universe. This goes more back to that play in that 3 of Cups. It's all about what you're feeling right now and feeling good on purpose, okay? One of abundance's many corollaries is that the brighter your light shines, the more you attract everything, moths and butterflies, at which point you begin learning what to celebrate and what to fly on by, or what to let fly on by, or whom, flame on, the universe. See what I mean? These are very, these messages are very synchronistic, very much synchronistic. All right, the more you attract everything. So you got to really think about your thoughts and your emotions as a spotlight. Okay, the brighter your light shines, and this is good or bad. Okay, if your light is shining on the negative, that's exactly what you're going to attract more of, is the negative. Okay, if you start to train your mind and your emotions to shine on the things that you have to be grateful for, the more you're going to attract more of those things. Okay, and this is the last one. It says, words do not teach, my life experience teaches. Words do not teach. It is life experience that brings you your knowing. Reflect into your own past life experience and begin watching for the correlation between the words you are reading here and the life experiences that you have lived. Have you been mostly thinking, speaking, writing, and observing that which pleases you, or not? That's, again, it's another synchronistic message. So your spirit guides, your higher self, is really, really hammering home the need to train your mind and train your heart to focus on the good, because that's exactly what you're going to create more of. If you continue focusing on the bad, that's what you're creating. Okay, so write that down somewhere, put post-it notes all over the house, write on your mirror, do what you need to do to train your mind and your heart to think only the loveliest thoughts and feel only the loveliest of emotions. And yes, you can do that. You can feel good and think good on purpose. All right. Okay, you guys, that concludes your reading. If this reading helped you out at all, please do me a favor and smash that like button, subscribe and share, and help me get my channel out there. I really appreciate you guys letting me read for you. Let me know in the comments if it resonated, okay? Love you so much. Bye. Well, hello, pile 2. If you picked the rose quartz Amethyst stone, I don't know why that's so hard for me to say, but if you picked the rose quartz one, this is going to be your reading, okay? And today we are looking at the soul level wounds, the karmic blockages that are having the most damaging influence on your money life, okay? Your financial life. All right, so let's get into it real quick. Okay, so if this is the first time that you've been to my channel and you're not quite sure what we're talking about when we talk about soul level karmic wounds, just go back and check out the introduction real quick. I'll timestamp it in the description box and then come right back here for the reading, okay? Otherwise, let's get right to it. All right, so the first thing we're going to be looking at is the actual wound itself. And for this one, we have spell, okay? So think of a spell as hypnosis, a story that you tell yourself over and over and over again. This is going to be specifically about finances, and a spell is largely influenced, usually by our upbringing, and it's something that we adopt for ourselves. Okay, so think of it as a negative thought. Okay, it's just basically a negative thought pattern that's constantly on loop, and it's largely subconscious. Okay, you may have actually done a lot of work right now, so to where you can actually what the spell is, and the energetic signature that the spell has is one of withholding. Okay, that's the actual spell. It has something to do about for some reason the universe withholds finances from you, or abundance, or success, or maybe you have some kind of a limiting belief that makes getting rich or having wealth or having abundance bad. Okay, and so you really want to think about how you view other people who have a lot of money, and really look at that, because that's actually going to give you a large clue as to why you yourself are having a hard time obtaining it. Okay, all right, so next we're going to look at the general area of where this energy is attaching itself to you. Okay, where you're, obviously it's finances, but it can also splinter into other areas. And here we have, so this is going to be the crown chakra and meditation. Okay, so which is kind of funny because meditation is actually another way of controlling your thoughts. Okay, and so this spell is really really affecting you, so that you're having a hard time controlling your thoughts where wealth and abundance is concerned. Okay. And I'm getting the impression that the way that you're going to be breaking this spell is by focusing your meditations on the thoughts and the emotions that a wealthy person would be feeling. Okay. But we'll get more into that with the reading. So next we have some tarot cards, and these are going to give us more of a deep dive into exactly how this has been affecting you, the spell. First we have the Five of Swords reversed, the Moon upright, so definitely a lot of subconscious influences, but I'll go over these one by one after I get them all laid out. The Two of Pentacles, so a lot of juggling going on. The Lovers reverse, interesting. And then the Hermit. Okay. All right, so let's go over this. First of all, something that jumped out at me is the Lovers reversed. Okay, so there's definitely some, and this is kind of like a layer. So, you know, even though the spell has to do with financially, there's something going on with either a broken soulmate tie, a broken twin flame tie, something going on with a major relationship in your life, okay, or a focus in your life. This is and I'll explain more about this here in a minute, so definitely keep this one in mind. All right, so first we've got the Five of Swords reversed, and this has the energy of pushing really hard for success, but never quite hitting the mark. Okay, it has that hamster wheel feeling to it, where you're working really hard, but you're not really getting anywhere. And the guidance here is to stop trying to do everything at once, or stop trying to do everything by yourself. Okay, so focusing on one major task at a time, delegating your duties. And this doesn't just have to do with finances. This can be chores around the home, you know, but definitely if you're in your own business and you're trying to do everything by yourself, getting comfortable with allowing others to help you. Okay, delegating tasks is really what's coming through. And like I said, that could be, you know, if you've got kids at home and you know, you're trying to do all of the housework and all of the cooking and everything like that by yourself, you know, getting comfortable with trusting other people to help you out with the work. Okay, so obviously it's not just about finances, it's about home life as well. Next we have the Moon, and this is going to be, really has an energy of feeling in the dark about something. And so I'm not sure how new you are to your healing journey, but this carries the energy of not knowing why you're having such a hard time struggling in this area. It's like you're doing the steps, you're following the formula, and yet everything you do while other people seem to just, you know, pass the goalposts seemingly effortlessly, it's like you're not able to, and you have no idea why. Well, thankfully this reading is clarifying a lot of that for you. Okay, you know, so your instincts and your unconscious emotions, they tend to alter your perception of the world around you. And think of this in terms of the spell of withholding. Okay, so this energy that you're carrying around with you that has been up to this point largely subconscious, of withholding, that's what's been influencing you, your perceptions of, you know, what you're experiencing. Okay, so if you have a belief that, you know, the universe or God or source frowns upon wealth for whatever reason, even if that's subconscious, that's exactly what you're going to experience. You won't be able to attract wealth and abundance if for whatever reason you're, and this is how it's coming to me, so I'm not trying to be, condescending or anything, but this is literally how it's coming to me. You're not going to be able to achieve wealth and abundance if you are also looking down your nose at the people that have it. Okay, so definitely look at your perceptions of the wealthy. Okay, and I'm hearing the elite. And be careful, because yes, there are very rich people who abuse the wealth that they have. That doesn't mean that money itself is evil. And now I'm getting the whole thing of money is the root of all evil. It's not money that's the root of evil. It's the love of money, the greed of money, the lust for money. That's the root of evil. Okay, money in the hands of someone who has a loving heart, a generous heart, can actually do a lot of good. Okay, and I'm hearing that that's you. And your spirit guides, your higher self, actually wants you to, experience wealth and abundance, because you will do a lot of good with it. You will definitely bless people with, when they say, cup runneth over, you're going to be able to bless people out of the overflowing abundance, like whatever, is flowing out of your cups, it's going to flow out to a lot of different people, your community, your family, your kids. You're going to be able to leave a legacy, all that good stuff. Okay. All right. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. This is all about remaining flexible and being able to adapt to unpredictable events. Okay. Now, it's our perception of things that color things as good or bad. If you're able to really adapt a viewpoint of things not necessarily being bad, but maybe, lessons or messages, it's going to largely help your journey, okay? The question here is, how do you respond? How do you behave when things don't go your way? You got to think about the law of attraction here, okay? If you are unable to really have kind of a neutral viewpoint of the events that happen to you, if you have a tendency to maybe want to fly off the handle or get depressed, or, if something bad happens or what you perceive as bad happens, and the first thing the first thing that comes to your mind or the first thing out of your mouth is, oh, this always happens to me, I never experience good luck, things like that, that's exactly what you're bringing more of into your life, okay? So definitely keep an eye on how you respond when things aren't going your way. All right, now, the Lovers reversed is all about healing the connections you share with others, okay? And like I said, I'm getting an impression for some of you, I'd say most of you, this is going to allude to like a broken soulmate tie, a broken twin flame tie, where there might be some underlying or even blatant bitterness and resentment. And it's this bitterness and resentment that is actually blocking, it's adding to this block. Okay, so there's a twofold message here. So yes, we're dealing with the spell of withholding, but there's also this bitterness, this sense of bitterness and resentment towards somebody very significant in your life. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic connection. It doesn't have to be a spouse. It doesn't have to be a significant other. It can be somebody very important to you in your life, though, okay? It can be, your parents. It can be your kids. It can be even, a best friend. It can be, a partner in your business or something like that. But there is definitely a significant connection. And I feel like this person is at some level a soulmate. So, and soulmates are not always romantic, but this person you contracted with this soul. So you have a soul contract with this person. And they're here to teach you a lesson. Okay. It's a lot of time, lessons can be hard, but the good thing about it is once this lesson is learned and you're able to really fully Forgive them for whatever betrayal may have happened, for any ways they may have broken your trust, violated your trust, broken your heart, or anything like that. The quicker this karma, this contract with this person is going to resolve, and you'll be able to continue on your journey, and they will be able to continue on as well. Okay. And now the Hermit, we have, it's all about seeking the answers within. So your inner wisdom will guide you out of every single rut that you may have, and it will lead you to all the answers that you're seeking. Okay, your higher self, your inner wisdom, it's connected to the universe. So it's universal truth, universal wisdom, universal knowledge. Whatever answer you're looking for, your inner wisdom is going to provide that for you. But you need to really be able to still yourself. Quiet the mental noise, quiet the emotional waves in order to connect and hear from that inner wisdom. And it really goes back to meditation. Okay. Being able to just sit with yourself long enough, even in, and it might be difficult to do that at first, especially if you're not trained in purposeful meditation. It's going to take some time to really get used to sitting with your thoughts and your feelings long enough for them to actually quiet down enough so that you can hear from your inner wisdom, okay? And there's also a message here coming through to, you really need to minimize distractions, okay? Minimize mindless social media scrolling, minimize, watching TV, any kind of distraction that you use that takes you away from really facing the mental noise and the emotional waves and stuff like that. Minimize those as much as possible so that you can get used to meditating long enough to receive the messages that your inner wisdom, your higher self, is wanting to communicate to you, okay? All right, so next we have, all right, so first of all, in order to heal this spell, it really is just, it's a matter of choosing to. All of these karmic soul tie, or all of these, karmic soul tie, okay. All of the karmic soul ties and all of the karmic wounds exist beyond space, time, and matter. So the minute you decide you want to heal this, energetically, spiritually, it's done right away, immediately. There's going to be a period of time between when you choose and when you are actually experiencing the effects of that healing, where you have to take purposeful action. Okay, so right now, if you've decided that, yes, I want the spell to be healed, it's already healed. But there are also things that you have to do in the 3D physical realm in order to really anchor in that healing so that you can experience the results of it, okay? So the next oracle cards that I have is going to just give you some guidance on exactly how to anchor that healing in so that you can experience the results, okay? And actually, it was only supposed to be 3, but 4 popped out. So a little bit, one more added step in there for you. So number 1 is to rest. Give yourself time to recuperate, okay? You have a lot going on. And your higher self is really telling you again, look at some of the things that you can delegate, look at some of the things that you can pass off to someone else, and what's on your plate that doesn't necessarily have to be there, okay? Look at the things that you're doing and really ask yourself, is this really necessary? And if it's not, take it off, okay? And resting too is all about, just in meditation, when you get really going in it, it's just closing your eyes and allowing yourself to rest. And that can actually mean actual physical resting, okay? Taking a break. Definitely some breaks are needing to come through, and just allowing yourself time to, restore and recover, okay? Definitely a call for self-care. Next we have breathe. Inhale, exhale, create space within. So it's just more, so your higher self is really wanting you to meditate, okay? That's coming through pretty much in every single card that at every single pull that we've had. It's a large call for you to get really well versed with meditation and make it a consistent daily practice, okay? This is really going to help you heal. Next we have patience, the long road ahead, but a reward awaits, okay? Definitely patience is needed. And lastly, we have listen, silence your mind and pay attention. So pretty much all 4 of these oracle cards, that's basically a step-by-step guide on exactly how to meditate. All right, so I mean, when you're meditating, you have to rest, you know. I mean, actually, when you get really good at meditating, you can actually, you know, you can walk and meditate, you can run even and meditate. But this is specifically telling you, though, to rest. All right, so if you are physically stressed, if you're feeling like you're constantly running on empty as far as your body goes, this is telling you to definitely give it a rest before your body just makes you have to rest by getting sick, you know, or anything like that, okay? So rest, breathe, have patience, and listen, all right? That's pretty much a step-by-step on how to meditate. Gosh, I love how synchronistic these messages are, all right? So next up, we have an oracle card that's going to let us know what energy is coming through to support you during this time of healing, okay? And here we have soul healing, okay? Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. And I'm actually going to read the description from the book on that one. All right, so it says, tangerine quartz, which is for soul healing, past life healing, and creativity. Tangerine quartz is a powerful tool for healing the soul. It is said to help with trauma or shock of any kind, soul retrieval, and past life healing, and can show the soul how to see the positive in the lessons it learns. Shamans believed that when we experience trauma or shock, a part of our soul fragments or remains stuck in that time of our life. If you have ever felt you haven't been the same since a certain event happened in your life, it could be a good opportunity to journey back to that event and bring that part of your soul back home. Sometimes we can be reliving our past life energy as well. Generally, if you keep doing something or a certain situation keeps happening and you have no idea why, it can indicate past life healing is needed. Working with a shaman can help you in this situation, as can calling on the healing energy or spirit of tangerine quartz. Tangerine quartz will help the soul heal and understand the lesson or gift in each trauma or learning experience. Tangerine quartz is also a beautiful aid to help with creativity and raising kundalini energy, which are both healing activities for the soul that allow you to release blockages and nurture yourself. Okay, so that is just, man, and that actually makes me think about this right here. Okay, so while the spell is the major blockage, your higher self is actually talking to you about 2 major blockages that you're dealing with. So there's the spell, and then you have this broken soulmate tie or twin flame tie. Okay, and so on both of those accounts, we have the energy of the soul healing through the crystal grid with tangerine quartz coming through to support you in helping to absolve this karma. Okay. All right, you guys, I've got a couple more oracle cards here that is just kind of like a parting message from your higher self regarding this. And here we have, ever notice how when someone dreams of happiness, abundance, health, romance, or friendship, they never have to wonder if it's in their best interest? But when someone dreams of a specific house, employer, love interest, deadline, dollar amount, or diet fad, they often end up contradicting themselves. Keep your end results general. Everything else is just a how. All right, here's that one. And here we have, I can create castles as easily as buttons. When you understand the laws, then you understand that it is not more difficult to create a castle than it is a button. They are equal. It is not more difficult to create $10. It is not more difficult to create $10 million than $100,000. It is the same application of the same law to 2 different intentions. Okay. All right, you guys, those were your messages. That was your reading. If this video helped you at all, do me a favor and smash that like button, subscribe and share, and definitely comment below. Let me know how this is affecting you, if you wouldn't mind. And I will be reading for you again very soon. Love you. Bye. Hi, pile 3. If you chose the Amethyst, Emma Seer Stone, this is going to be your reading, okay? And we're going to be looking at the karmic soul level wound that is blocking your financial desires, okay? If you're not too sure what we're talking about when we talk about financial or soul level woundings, you know, karmic blockages and stuff like that, just go back to the very beginning, the introduction. I'll timestamp it in the description box, and you'll get a really good idea. I'll just give you kind of a summary of it there, okay? And then just meet me back here. Okay, so first what we're going to look at is what the actual soul level wound is, what the karmic block is. And here we have a vow. Specifically, a vow of sacrifice is coming through, and this is coming from a past life, okay? So it's not anything that originated here. It actually originated during one of your past lives, and I'm actually going to get into whatever past life that was, okay, during this reading. But first, we're going to figure out exactly what energy this is affecting the most, okay? Obviously, it's affecting your finances, but this can actually affect multiple areas at one time. So here we have the sacral chakra, specifically relationships, okay? So if you are having a really hard time relating to other people, and relationships within the realm of business and finances is actually very important. It's hard to own any kind of a business if you have a hard time relating to other people, especially if you've got customers or clients or anything like that. It's not just all about romantic relationships or familial relationships, but it definitely can affect those as well. All right, so now we're going to look at the past life where this vow originated, okay? And we've got the past life oracle cards from Doreen Virtue, which is actually no longer in print, but that's what we're looking at, okay? We have Galactic. So the past life that this originated in is actually the very first life that you had here on Earth, okay? And we'll find out more about that. We have Asia, so definitely getting kind of like monk type vibes for most of you. Persecution and inquisition, trust and faith, and I'll go over these more here in a minute, okay? And then forgiveness. All right, so let's talk more about these. So what I'm really sensing here is that this vow of sacrifice originated definitely during the first life that you had here on Earth. Specifically, it was an actual vow. It was part of a ritual that you took under the guise of joining this religious organization. For most of you, it's going to be, monkhood, okay? And the vow of sacrifice originated there. Now, the problem with that is that this vow has followed you into every single life that you've had after that. And so there's definitely a sense coming through that, in order for you to live a noble life, sacrifice has to be made. And the problem with that is that, there's a difference between sacrifice and being generous, okay? There's nothing wrong with being generous. But it's very hard for you to bless others when you yourself are blocking your own blessings, okay? So if you are constantly giving, and you're not able to fill your own cup, or your own cup is not being filled, that's when we come to sacrifice, okay? There really is a sense here where make sure you double check your intentions when you are being so generous with others. And ask yourself first, do I have this to give? And that could be money. That could, and actually I'm hearing too, if you're giving too much to like a church to the detriment of your own household, you might want to double check that, okay? Some people are still kind of in that dynamic. Make sure that when you are sowing seed, you're doing just that. Make sure you're sowing seed with the expectation to receive the harvest, okay? Because this vow of sacrifice is undercutting that blessing from being able to manifest, okay? It's not that your seed isn't being honored. It's that you have this subconscious belief that everything that you're sowing is not for you to harvest for yourself. It doesn't belong to you, and that actually is hurting your financial pursuits right now in this lifetime, okay? All right, and so there's also going to be kind of a feeling of, if you amass too much wealth and abundance, that you're going to be looked down upon for whatever reason. And that could very much be a subconscious deal. So really stop and think and ask yourself, what am I thinking is going to happen if I become publicly wealthy, publicly abundant? You know, do I fear that that's all people are going to want me for, that they're just going to use me, that I'm not going to be able to say no? And, you know, do I fear that the universe or God or source is going to look down on me for amassing wealth, right? And so definitely double check your beliefs centered around amassing wealth and abundance, okay? And then of course we've got trust and faith, and then forgiveness. And so we're going to look more into where some of this stuff is coming into play as far as your current lifetime. But definitely trust and faith had a lot to do with, you know, that first lifetime, as well as forgiveness. And I feel like that forgiveness from the people who may have been persecuting you and, you know, questioning you about your desires to want to experience wealth and abundance in this lifetime, okay? So what we're going to do now is I have some tarot here. We're going to look more in depth at how this vow of sacrifice is affecting your ability to manifest in this lifetime, okay? We have the Knight of Wands, the King of Swords, the Ace of Swords reversed, Page of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords reversed. Okay. Oh, you're really hard on yourself about some stuff, aren't you? Goodness. Okay. So, at the core of who you are, you're very adventurous, very open to taking risks. And where business goes, this can actually help you, right? Because building business is all about, you know, thinking outside the box, taking risks, but you're also somebody that's not necessarily, like, you don't like the day-to-day routine. Routine is like not something that you're on board with at all. You actually prefer to be part of a business endeavor where maybe there's travel involved, you know, your scenery changes quite often, you're around different people, and stuff like that. And if you're not quite resonating as being that person now, that's who you are outside of this vow of sacrifice, muddying up your vibe, okay? So here we have the King of Swords, and this is a really, so the King of Swords is like the man, you know, the masculine energy. It's what, you know, it's the archetype that most people aspire to be. But the problem with this person is that they get very stuck on their assumptions. And a lot of the times they don't see how their assumptions are actually hurting them. And what's coming up here is I can't be rich because fill in the blank, because I'm a woman, because I'm gay, because I'm black, because I'm, a minority, because I'm poor, because I'm XYZ, right? And this could be part of societal conditioning. And not to say that you haven't experienced, challenges and obstacles because of, being a woman, being gay, being, a minority, or what have you. This is just saying that this way of thinking and that this assumption is creating more of those experiences in your life. That if you are able to get outside of this way of thinking, if you're able to challenge your assumptions and in spite of your experience start to believe that in spite of being a woman, A, B, C, D, and E, whatever your experiences are, that you can experience financial abundance, that you will attract, the kinds of resources that you need, the connections that you need, and the experiences that you need to be able to create wealth and abundance in your life, okay? So really look at your assumptions as far as your identity goes. Do you believe that, does a part of you deep down inside believe that because you are A, B, C, D, and E, that you can't achieve abundance? Okay, and that's definitely a challenge that you'll have to, or an assumption that you'll need to challenge, okay? Next up, we have the Ace of Swords reversed. And this is all about protecting and guarding this new way of thinking, okay? If you are constantly, let's say if you're around a community or, family members or your friends, and they have this way, they also mirror this way of thinking, the King of Swords way of thinking, you're going to have to really protect your new identity, that I am wealthy in abundance, just period. That, your gender, your race, or whatever you believe is causing you to not be able to experience wealth and abundance, you're really going to have to protect yourself against those assumptions, especially around your friends, around your family, basically societal conditioning. Protect your new habits, your new way of thinking, your new way of perceiving things, because you're definitely going to have outside sources trying to keep you in this state of thinking. Okay, in this state of thinking, whatever it is what's keeping you, or part of what's keeping you from being able to attract, the things in your life that will help you become wealthy and abundant. All right. Next, we have the Page of Pentacles, and this is basically telling you that all good things come to those who work diligently. Okay, hard work, other than other than karmic soul level healing, no, it's not. It doesn't discriminate. Hard work does not discriminate. Hard work, determination, diligence, it does not discriminate. If you put in the work and you put in the focus and you put in the effort, wealth and abundance will come to you. Wealth and abundance itself does not discriminate. It doesn't matter what gender you are, what race you are, what sexual orientation you might have. It doesn't matter. Wealth and abundance itself does not discriminate, okay? So it will come to you if you put in the work, if you put in the effort, if you stay focused, you will have those things, okay? And actually what's going to help you out the most is if you're able to love what you do, so that it doesn't feel like a job or a chore, okay? So if you can find something where you genuinely love to do it, it's going to make creating wealth and abundance in your life that much more easier, okay? All right, so next we're going to look at some oracle cards that are going to let us know how to walk this healing out. So as far as healing goes, the minute you decide that you want to rid your soul records of this vow of suffering, or sacrifice, it's already done. It's done. Because all karmic blockages and all soul level wounds exist outside of time, space, and matter. And so energetically, once that decision is made on the energetic and spiritual realm, it's immediately done. But of course, from the time you decide to absolve that karma to when you're actually experiencing the results of that healing in the 3D realm, there's some time there where you have to actually take action to anchor in that healing, okay? So the next cards that we have are give you exactly that, the steps to take so that you can absolve these issues, okay? So first we have, don't stop. A miracle is around the corner. So definitely back to that page of Pentacles energy. Diligence, hard work, focus, effort. Again, you know, wealth and abundance, it does not discriminate. It doesn't matter, you know, your body size. It doesn't matter your sexual orientation, what race you are, all that good stuff. As long as you don't stop doing what needs to be done, you will reach your goal, okay? Here we have trust, faith in the power of the universe. So again, I love this, how synchronistic it is. Wealth and abundance, the universe does not discriminate. Wealth and abundance does not discriminate. And actually, you yourself are wealth and abundance. What is limiting you is what, you know, is just self-limitations, the beliefs that you have regarding your ability to amass wealth, both conscious and subconscious, okay? You just have to really nurture this faith in the power of the universe and know that the universe has no feeling at all about whether you deserve to have wealth and abundance. It's just what you are, okay? And lastly, we have, oh, look at that. Remember who you are. I just told you, you are wealth and abundance, okay? So return to your roots. So your roots, and that's here. Where's that galactic at? So before you came here, you were the universe, right? Before the very first time you incarnated on the earth, you were the universe, okay? You are largely simply an expression of the divine, of the universe. You are wealth and abundance, okay? So putting yourself back to that point and remembering that that is actually who you are. There's no reason why you can't experience wealth and abundance. You are wealth and abundance. You just have to rid yourself of all of the limitations that are blocking your ability to actually experience that in this lifetime, okay? All right, so next we have an oracle card here that's going to let us know what energy is wanting to come through to support you during this time of healing, all right? And here we have fun, orange calcite. So if you have any orange calcite, definitely keep it with you. I'd say for maybe the next 21 days or so, as you really focus on allowing this energy to anchor itself in your life. And this goes back to, I think it was, yeah, the Page of Pentacles again. Doing what you love, right? And this isn't just, okay, so this isn't just in the area of finances. This is something for every day. What can you do every day? Like, do something that you love every single day. Whether it be painting, dancing, singing, listening to music. Do something that really fosters the energy of fun in your life. And this is really going to help speed up the healing here, okay? So that you can actually experience the free flow of abundance into your life, all right? And it really helps to neutralize the whole vow of sacrifice itself. I mean, if you're having fun, you're not necessarily in a state of sacrifice at all. All right, so lastly, we have a couple of messages. This is basically just like the parting messages from your higher self, okay? And that will conclude your reading after that. So here we have It's not a matter of whether or not you can afford it, swing it, or handle it. It's a question of whether or not I can. And I can, says the universe. So again, it's trusting and having faith in the power of the universe. There's nothing that you ask for that the universe cannot and will not provide, okay? And lastly, we have my manifesting thoughts are buffered by time. Your earth is a nice environment for fine-tuning your knowledge, for here your thoughts do not translate into instant equivalence. Your thoughts are governed by a buffer of time. If you were instantly manifesting, you would be spending more time trying to fix your mistakes than you would be in creating what you want. And that just simply goes back to that the time between choosing, because a lot of the times you have to remember that our thought life is largely 95% subconscious. It's hidden. And so, you know, could you imagine if you were just saying something like, nothing ever works out for me, and then instantly everything that you have in the works just fails. So, I mean, you have to really be thankful for that buffer of time. It's just staying diligent, going back to the Page of Pentacles. It's just staying diligent to the task, staying diligent to your dreams, and allowing time between seed time and harvest time. Okay, and just stay the course, and what you want is definitely going to come your way. All right, you guys, that was your reading. If this video helped you at all, do me a favor and smash that like button, share and subscribe, comment below, let me know how this has helped you, and I'm excited to read for you again sometime soon. See you later. Bye. Hello, Pile 4. If you chose the clear quartz Emma Seeing Stone, this is going to be your reading. If you are new to my channel and you're not quite sure exactly what we're talking about when we speak of karmic blockages and soul level healing and soul level wounds, just go real quick and view the introduction. It's time-stamped in the description box, and then meet me right back up here, okay? All right, so first we're looking at the actual block that came up, and the soul level wound that is blocking you is what's called a soul memory loss. And so your soul has a memory all of its own, and it's going to be largely subconscious. Your conscious mind is not aware of it, but nevertheless, it still seeps into your experience in this lifetime, okay? And specifically, the kind of soul memory loss that came up is something called soul memory highlighted, all right? And this is a past life phenomenon, so we are going to look at the past life where this originated from. And so what soul memory highlighted is going to do, it's going to constantly have you make the same choices, or I should say negative choices, over and over again that often result in extreme trauma, okay? And these can often accompany things like OCD, phobias, PTSD, things of that nature. And so this kind of memory is something that your soul, it's highlighted, meaning that it's a memory that the soul feels it needs to remember at all costs to protect itself, okay, from experiencing that same trauma. But the thing is that it's actually creating more of that same energy in this lifetime, okay? So we're going to look more and delve more into this specific karmic blockage and how it is affecting your financial money life, okay? So what we're going to look at first is exactly where and how this karmic block is affecting you. Obviously, it's affecting your finances, but we're going to look at that energy a little bit more in depth, okay? So we've got truth at this is the third eye chakra, okay? So definitely not able to, and let me double check and make sure that is the third eye. I'm not too big on symbols. Okay, no, it's the throat chakra. Okay, so it's throat chakra. So that's going to be all about expressing truth, receiving truth, things of that nature. Okay, so this is definitely going to have most of the effect on your ability to speak truth, the ability to hear the truth, things of that nature. All right. All right, so next we have, we're going to look at the actual past life where this soul memory highlighted originated from. And we've got the past life oracle cards from Doreen Virtue that is actually out of print right now. Okay, so now we've got Asia, ships, father, orphan, and farm. Okay, so we get to make a story out of all of these. All right, I am getting that the trauma, the highlighted part, came from something having to do with the ship, and either the ship capsized or it was marauded by opposing forces, you know, think pirates and stuff like that. And this could cause a present life phenomena where you might have a phobia with water. Maybe you never learned how to swim. You might dream of drowning or have a fear of drowning and you're not quite sure why. And this is letting you know where this is coming from. And so in that lifetime, I believe that whatever happened to the ship, whether it was capsized and, sunk, and or it was attacked by what we would think of as pirates, the father was on this ship, and I'm not sure if you actually experienced that yourself, like if you were actually on the ship when this happened and somehow you survived or you escaped it, or if it was just the effects of losing your father to this tragedy. Okay, now of course, Asia and then farm is just kind of giving you some more insight on what was going on in that lifetime. Okay, so the dad perishing in this accident, whether you were on this ship with him or not, affected the livelihood. So even if you were, with brothers and sisters and a mom that was left over, the father passing away caused the loss of the home, basically. I mean, it could have literally been a farm, but this is letting me know that this, for me, represents the livelihood, right? The source of, dad passing away, you lost your source of being able to eat, provide a roof over your head. And so regardless of whether, what family members were left over, you basically had to be sold because your parents, your mom, whoever was left over could not afford any of this on their own. And so that's why you were orphaned. It could have very well been too that maybe you didn't, maybe the mom had passed away, but the father also passing away or just passing away and leaving you and siblings and a mom caused the entire breakup of that family. Okay. All right. And so that's so the soul memory highlighted has a lot to do with the fact with what happened on this ship. Okay. And that's what is directly affecting your ability to produce financial abundance for yourself. And that may look like and it could speak to whatever your relationship is with your dad in this lifetime. And actually, the soul of this person could very well be an attached soul to you in this lifetime, having an effect on your life as well. I feel like that is going to be true for some of you. If that resonates, we'll take care of both of those, the attachment of this soul as well as the soul memory highlighted. So that we can rid the block that is keeping you from experiencing financial abundance in this lifetime, okay? All right, now we've got some tarot cards here, and we're going to look more in depth at how this soul memory highlighted has had an effect on your current lifetime, okay? So we have the Knight of Wands, the Three of Cups, the Three of Wands, the Six of Swords, and then we've got the Seven of Wands. Okay. So at the core of who you are, you're actually somebody who's very adventurous, very fun, very, you know, like, I don't want to say a party animal, but definitely the energy of being the life of the party. Not somebody that is too fond of like the day-to-day routines. Now, this is very similar to the message that was coming through in, let's see, was it pile number 3? And also pile number 1. So if you were kind of torn between, you know, piles 1, 3, and 4, that's probably why, because there's there were also messages in there that are very synchronistic to this one as well. And actually the past life reading came up as one in Asia as well. I think that one was in, gosh, pile number, is it pile number 1? No, pile number 2. 3, sorry, pile number 3. So definitely, if you were pulled between pile 3 and pile 4, there's a lot of synchronicities between those readings, and that's just kind of confirming, you know, what's going on. So now if you feel very disconnected from that part of yourself that's very adventurous, risk-taking, which risk-taking is actually something that's very good in the area of business and finances. You have to be willing to take risks in order to make a lot of money. You know, if you're not really connected to the part of yourself that, you know, feels like the life of the party, that's not because you're not. That's simply, there's this energy here that is muddying up that vibe. At the core of who you are, I'm picking up Sagittarius energy. And of course, you don't have to be a Sagittarius, but think of that energy. If you're familiar with astrological signs, that's, you know, either you're somebody that is a Sagittarius, Sagittarius is in your chart or heavily dominant in your chart, but you definitely have that Sagittarius energy, maybe even Gemini energy. Yeah, just the life of the party. Fun, adventurous, freedom loving, love to explore, which is all things that are beautiful for creating financial abundance, right? So anyway, moving on. We've got the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is letting you know, like, despite your fears, you didn't, there's still enough time. There's still enough time to realize your dreams, to get the business going, to experience success, to amass wealth, no matter how old you are, how young you are, no matter what's going on. It's like you have this fear, like, okay, you have either one of two fears, or maybe you even have both. It's like, okay, I'm running out of time, whatever that means for you, and or I royally effed it up. I royally screwed up. There's no recovering from this. And the Three of Wands is letting you know your life is a blank canvas. You still have time, and you didn't royally F up so bad that, you know, you can't, you haven't done anything so bad that you still can't experience success and wealth and abundance and prosperity in this lifetime. Okay, your life is literally like, things are a blank canvas. So if you lost a business, if you got fired, if you're unemployed, or whatever is going on, if you lost everything, look at it as, now you get to work with a blank canvas. You get to create exactly what you want. Okay, which is a very good message to get. Right now, the Six of Swords is all about moving on, and we literally see somebody on here in a boat, moving from one phase of life to the other. You know, they're leaving behind, in this card itself, it's like they're leaving behind all the hardships, all the heartache, and they're literally moving from one place to another. So this could actually signify an actual move. And if you have a fear of water, this could actually tell you, if you can get over that fear of water to where you're having to take a ferry every day to work, or whatever the deal is, that's going to help out a lot with that. There's a key in here. This is basically the key to move. The key to your success is moving on, whatever that means for you. Okay, this could represent an actual physical move across the sea. So maybe you don't have like a fear of, maybe you don't have a fear of boats. Possibly you might have a fear of flying. And that's the only way that you can get to the new destination is by flying. And that's why you haven't, you know, accepted the new job offer, the new position, or whatever it is. So, and it could just be simply letting go of what was lost and allowing yourself to move on emotionally and mentally. It doesn't have to necessarily mean an actual physical move, but it does signify moving on in some sense, which can often include an actual physical move, okay? Now, the Seven of Wands reversed signifies a false belief that it is you against the world, okay? It's a false belief. It's not true. The universe is for you, and if the universe is for you, nothing can be against you, right? I mean, you are the universe. You're a divine expression of it. So there's no need to push and fight so hard. Just, you know, let go and allow life to happen and unfold naturally, okay? Don't feel like, you know, especially if you're doing the hamster wheel thing, if you feel like you're working so hard and nothing is happening, that's just signifying, letting you know that you're doing too much. You need to let go and allow things to happen naturally, okay? Whatever that means for you. All right, so as far as healing this goes, so karmic blockages and soul level wounds exist outside of time, space, and matter, meaning that the minute you decide you want that soul level wound to be healed, it's done instantly. Okay, it's energetically, it's done instantly. There's just some time in between the choice of healing to the time of experiencing, you know, the healing in the 3D realm. There's just kind of a buffer time in between there, and there's things that you have to do in that time to anchor this healing into the 3D realm. Okay, so the next cards that we have are going to be the steps to take to anchor in that healing. All right, so first we have manifestation. What you desire is on its way. So this is the mindset and the heart set that you need to have, that, you know, whatever, everything that you want, you know, it's coming. It's like you have the tracking number. It's already yours. It's, you know, it's on its way. And there's that buffer time that, you know, from the time that you quote unquote bought it till when it shows up at your door. But you have to believe that it is on its way, okay? The sun, conscious mind, masculine life force. So this is like the pushing and the pulling. There's too much of this going on, okay? Next we have rest. Give yourself time to recuperate. Okay, so this is the dynamic between masculine and feminine energy, okay? So when you're overly dominant in the masculine energy, that's when you're doing too much, and you need to rest in the feminine, and just, that's where trust and faith kicks in, where you know, okay, obviously what I'm doing is not working, so I'm going to rest and allow the universe to show up for me and let me know what the next step is going to be. Okay, so there's definitely an imbalance between the masculine and the feminine, where you need to, you know, stop doing so much, because what you're doing is not working. What will work is resting, okay, and allowing the universe to let you know what the next steps are going to be, and it will do that, okay? If all of your energy is going towards trying to make things happen and nothing is happening, your mental and emotional energy is clogging up that space. So if you pull your energy back to you and fill that space with divine expectation, that's exactly what's going to happen. And the universe will start sending to you whatever it is you need to move forward and to make progress. And that could be, you know, more resources. That could be a connection that you need. It could be an idea or a concept. Whatever it is that you need, the universe will be able to finally give that to you when you pull your energy back from trying to make it happen so much, okay? And that's going back to the Three of Wands energy, right? The Three of Wands is just letting go and letting it manifest. Actually, it's the Seven of Wands, sorry. But those two actually go together. And this is, yeah, so these two mirror the sun and the rest, right? It's the same dynamic. It's like, stop doing this and do more of this, right? Okay. Next we have, let's see, the energy. We've got an oracle card here that's going to let us know what the energy is that is wanting to come through and support you as you're healing from this issue, okay? And here we have manifestation. Oh my gosh. Yes. So again, the universe is really nailing it home. You got manifestation twice, okay? You're a powerhouse of manifestation right now. You just have to believe it and get your energy in alignment with it, all right? Okay, now these are the last two oracle cards for your reading, and this is just kind of like parting messages from your higher self and your guides, okay? So first we have every fortune, gold medal and trophy, every comeback, triumph, and celebration, and every kiss, hug, and hand held was first a thought, a whisper, or a dream. Go, the universe. So this really is like, okay, goes back to, like, you didn't screw anything up. Like, yeah, okay, so you may have lost a business, you may have lost a job, but that goes back to seeing things as now a blank canvas. You really have the chance now to create the kind of business or the career opportunity that you want, whether that is creating a whole new business, a whole new career, going back to school. It's completely up to you. And take it for a lesson. If you really think back and like, you know, was I really happy doing what I was doing? If not, then guess what? You can build the life and the business that you want now, and it can be something that you love doing. And if you're not quite sure what that is, that goes back to, you know, stop trying to figure it out so hard and just, you know, relax and trust and have faith in the universe that it's going to funnel a whole bunch of ideas and concepts and opportunities your way that you're going to be able to pick and choose exactly what it is you get to do, okay? And you're going to love this new path, and you're going to look back and you're going to be like, I'm so glad that happened, because if it didn't, I'd still be working that business, I'd still be working that job, I'd still be unhappy. And I'm so happy and fulfilled and satisfied in this new thing, right? And you have to believe that you are manifesting that. Okay, believe that that is coming. You just have to, you know, stop doing so much of them. Stop, you know, trying to force the outcome so badly. Okay, and this is the last one. It says, I can create my world as I choose. See what I mean? This is so synchronistic. It says, you are here to create the world around you that you choose, while you allow the world as others choose it to be to exist also. But while their choices is in no way hinder your choices, your attention to their choices does affect your vibration and therefore your point of attraction. Okay, so there definitely is a feeling of maybe there is some concern as to what others might think. And this is just saying, no, don't have any concern about to what others may think. You just do your thing. You do what makes you happy, and do it because it makes your heart sing. And, you know, the people that aren't there to support you, or who never were there for you, or, you know, they're not for you, will fall away, and you will attract a whole new tribe. All right. Okay. And then, yes, so as far as like the truth goes, things are about to get very clear. And this may even signify that whatever new business endeavor that you have has a lot to do with you speaking and sharing truth in some way, shape, or form, whether it's coaching, psychology, you know, some kind of healing endeavor for others and stuff like that. Okay, so that was your reading, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to read for you. If this video helped you out at all, do me a favor and smash that like button. Definitely, you know, share and subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Let me know what you thought. Okay, I'm always very interested in whatever feedback or, you know, testimonials or whatever that you might have to share. All right. I love you so much. I'm excited to read for you at some point again in the future. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.